Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Do. Hello. All right, Andrew Rankin. You can hear me, I assume. Dave Bronx, the man, the myth. He. I know, put something in the detox. I'm working on it. I have a 4-day weekend coming up for my birthday, so I will hopefully be filling at least a couple of these detox this weekend. So I know. You know me, man. I wouldn't be any other way if it wasn't fucking months. Oh, I guess I better watch my language the first, 15 minutes? Haven't been live in so long. I think it was, 9 months ago. Wow. 9 months ago. And then before that was with Ryan Laserpants a year ago. My collection of human heads. I have quite a few plastic heads, humans and various aliens and all sorts of various creatures of you know what, you name it. I probably got a figure of it. Let's refresh the HasLab and see. When I messaged Ryan before I left work, there was only 1,300 backers needed, and we are at, woo, look at that, 9264, baby. Nice. So we have less than 800 to go. It's gonna make it. All right, there's no doubt now. 4 hours to go, 800. It's gonna make it. So yeah, that's awesome. So anybody in the chat who did not back Giant Man, I want to hear from you guys. Yeah, unlockables, I seriously doubt it, man. We're not. I really wish that they had put the scroll head first, because I don't absolutely give zero cares about zombie Giant Man. Zero care. But if they'd put the scroll head first, I would have much preferred that. But again, I don't think it would have really pushed the needle as far as trying to get more backers. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping that they will make it like a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, like an add-on pack where you can get the blue harness and both heads. The additional tier heads. Make that an add-on pack and a white belt to go with it. I mean, I'm assuming, I don't know about if that white belt or the belt is going to be removable, or they're more likely it's going to be glued on or sculpted on. I don't know if anybody got a chance to ask the Hasbro team at NYCC whether or not it was going to be glued on or sculpted on. But yeah, that, I don't know if I'm going to end up painting that belt so that I can match my Toy Biz Giant Man. And I also did a custom for those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for many years. I did a 12-inch custom Giant Man from the Daredevil that Toy Biz made in their 12-inch line. And it turned out pretty good. I'll probably go back and redo the antenna. because I wasn't super happy with the way that those turned out. But otherwise, and I've got better method. I got better materials to use now. But yeah, about 800, less than 800 to go. Let's refresh it again. Yeah, we're creeping up on about 700 to go with 4.5, a little over 4.5, or just under 4.5 hours to go. So yeah, it's gonna make it. So all you haters out there who are like, "Oh, I want it to fail so bad," eat it. You can all eat it. Because for those of us who are huge Avengers fans, huge Hank Pym fans, this is going to look fantastic uh, in our collections, and I cannot wait for all the photography. There's so many things you can do with this photography-wise, especially those who have huge dioramas. Um, you know, a lot of us are going to get that Ramen Toys diorama. You're going to be able to make huge displays with that and your NECA dioramas. You know, think of all the possibilities. There are so many cool things. And the high school creations, all the stuff that he's putting out. You know, a lot of us can make some cool buildings for Giant Man to be, you know, fighting bad guys on, and you know, crushing them with his feet. It's gonna be so cool. I can't wait to see all the awesome photographs that people are gonna be putting up. So let me scroll through the chat and see. Yeah, and 3D printer folks. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, even if Hasbro doesn't come through and give us the opportunity to buy these other head sculpts, uh, I'm hoping that the 3D printing community comes through and gives us at least a scroll head. I would definitely, I'd pay $50 easy, if not more than that, for a if it's really well done printed head for a scroll Giant Man. That would be cool. I mean, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to buy a second one to have as a scroll Giant Man, but yeah, it's just I don't have the space. I mean, it was a challenge to find enough. I had to get a cabinet that's about this high, that's just off the frame here, that my Galactus could fit on, because my ceilings are too low in this room. This house was built in like 1951, and you know, it's pretty standard ceilings, but yeah, it's too. Galactus is way too tall to fit on the top of DTOF. So let's see. Oh, thanks for the happy birthdays, guys. It's a week from today, so mark your calendars. Let's see. I think the unlocks, yeah, the real challenge would be unlockables. Yeah, 3D print those heads. Yeah, Doug Unfunny. Very, very good point. I really hope somebody does that. International orders. From what I understand, the international orders are being tabulated, but there's a delay. So it'll probably be a couple of hours after midnight tonight that we'll see the full total of everything, of all of the people who, you know, funded it. So, you know, we'll see the final numbers for most of the world at midnight, and then it'll probably be 2 or 3 hours later they'll tabulate all the international orders. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of retailers, like, you know, reseller, like comic book shops and Big Bad Toy Store and stuff like that, that are putting in, you know, orders at the last minute. and a lot of those are not going to be tabulated till hours after it funds as well. Let's refresh it again. So yeah, we're still about a little less than 700 to go. It's about 680 to go, but yeah, it's looking good now. I was worried this morning when we still had over 2,000 to go, but now we're less than 700. I'm pretty confident. With 4 hours to go, that's like a little more than 200 an hour. So we can do it. We can do it. You just tell your friends to start digging in the cushions of their couches. Hey, one thing I brought up, or I wanted to bring up for those of you who were, I know somebody had messaged me asking about credit card payments, and I tried to get Dan Yun to bring that up on the Dan Hu interview, and I didn't think about it until a little while ago. Is PayPal? You should be able to fund the HasLab with using PayPal, and PayPal gives you the option to pay in 4 payments. So even if you don't have the money today, I would assume that you can select PayPal, and then when PayPal launches, it'll give you, there's a checkbox like on the first or second screen that gives you the option to pay in 4 payments. I've never done it before with anything, and I'm assuming that it would work in this scenario. So if you're hard up for cash right now, a lot of us don't get. I'm not in that boat. I get paid every 2 weeks, but it's not on the 1st and the 15th like a lot of folks. So if you're waiting until the 1st of November to get a paycheck to be able to pay for something like this, maybe that's a good option for you. Give it a shot. If hopefully it works. If it does, or if you have friends that have tried it and it works, then yeah, let me know. Especially here in the comments, so I can try to be current with the information. Let's see. Yeah, scroll no zombie. I think it was a great idea, but the funding goals, again, the scroll should have been first, zombie should have been second, and to have it to be so ridiculously high, I think was out of touch. To think that there was going to get 14,000 backers is kind of nuts. Unfortunately, there's so many people that don't have the space. I think that was a big complaint. I'm gonna make the space. I'll find space for him. I definitely empathize with that because I am running out of space. But I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's way too big." For what though? Like you want him to be? I don't understand that logic. I think the logic of the Sentinel is too big, especially in comparison to Galactus. Galactus should be way bigger than a Sentinel, and Giant Man should be like the same size as a Sentinel. So if anything, the Sentinel is too tall, or Galactus is too short. They should have made Galactus even bigger. So I don't know. I think there's too much similarity in the size of Galactus and the Sentinel. But I think go big or go home when you're talking about a HasLab. I think if it had been 20 inches, yeah, I might have funded sooner, but a lot of people would have not been as happy because you're going to be like, well, what am I getting for $200? It doesn't feel. A lot of people would feel like they weren't getting their money's worth if it was only 20 inches tall, and you're only going to be I always forget that the Toy Biz one is so short. I think he's 13. I think he's 13 inches. So I don't know. I can see the argument both ways, but I think for 200, he needed to be significantly big, so that you can have like that picture of Wasp sitting on his shoulder. That looks fantastic. That's how big I would want. I want Giant Man to be in his biggest form, and I'm gonna have a huge growing display of a tiny Ant-Man all the way up to this 24-inch Giant Man. I have the Toy Biz one, and then one just below that size. I think he's like 11 and a half, 12. He's like 12 inches, something like that. I don't know. I have to go back and look. I wish I'd add an Ultron head. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool project for a 3D printer. That was Brian Cabrelas asked that or stated that. It'd be an insane project. Man, these comments are stacking up. So sorry, let me catch up with you guys here. Could have had another Ant-Man villain or tier like Scarlet, Beetle, or The Voice. Andrew said definitely going to design a 3D printed Ultron head. That'd be cool. I would be interested in that. Buy more to customize. Yeah, I mean, if I had the money and the space, I would definitely get one to keep stock, and then keep one, and then customize it to make it look like the Toy Biz Giant Man. All these HasLab should end after the first of the month. Yeah, I agree. Raven's Oath, that would have been a more tactically sound to make sure people get paid. Did you customize a chod? Yes, I did. Average YouTube commenter. I did customize my chod, or chode, if you prefer. Build a figure. I bought an extra set of arms so I could chop off the extra fingers. I chopped off the pinky fingers on mine. Excuse me. He's downstairs in the basement. Otherwise, I'd pull him out so you can see him. And I repainted it. And did I do anything else? I got a weapon from a gentleman in the UK. Part of the he's on the Marvel Legends UK IG page. I think he runs that Marvel Legends UK IG page. I think that was all I did. Yeah. Did I do anything? Yeah, I didn't do anything else to him. Let's see. Where we're here to get converted. I mean, if you're on the fence, I would definitely find a way to pay for it. This thing's going to be nuts on the aftermarket. If you are, you're like, yeah, I don't know, I want it, but I'm telling you, friends of mine who snoozed on the Sentinel are still kicking themselves that they didn't grab one, because you're going to pay like $100 more on the aftermarket. Let's see. I've been fighting with the haters this month and got shit on for making a post about the community coming together to help. Yeah, it's I don't understand this mentality of I don't want other people to have something that they want. Like I did not fund the Engine of Vengeance, or whatever the hell it was called, uh, because it wasn't for me. It looked cool. I thought it was overpriced, but I had no investment in. I'm not a big Ghost Rider fan. Period. A regular Ghost Rider. So I'm definitely not interested in Robbie Reyes, who's a new character that I have no room in my collection for a Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. None. Like, what am I gonna do with that? Never read any of the books. He's not essential to any team that I collect. Not like who is to build a HasLab on a C-list character. Just that did not make any sense to me. In a way, it kind of seemed like they were trying to piggyback on his Hispanic Heritage Month or something. It just didn't make any sense. Like that to think that was going to fund. It was like Cookie Monster all over again. Like what? Like who's asking for this? A Punisher van, I could definitely see if they were going to do a vehicle, do a Punisher van or Fantastic Car or what the hell is it called? Not the Quinjet. Quinjet, I could definitely see, but again, it's gonna be like $500 or more, and it's gonna be huge. So, you're screwed either way because there's gonna be the people making the argument that they don't have space for it. Like the sail barge. But Star Wars fans are nuts, so they find a way to find room for these huge vehicles. But the Star Wars has always been Star Wars and G.I. Joe has always been about vehicles. 3 3/4 inch and the vehicles. So those people can justify a lot more, but a 6-inch vehicle is going to be gigantic. How many Giant Man did I get? I only got one Giant Man, Ryan. I would have loved to, if it was like down to the last hour and they were, 20 to go, I would probably think about buying another one just to try to get us over the finish line. But yeah, I wouldn't buy one other than just the possibility of being able to flip it and make $100 on this on the aftermarket. Otherwise, I don't have a need for a second one. If anything, I'll either repaint the straps or I will make my own straps or find somebody who will 3D print some straps to put on him. I don't even know if he comes apart at the waist. If you are going to be able to, I hope you don't have to cut it to put on an alternate pair of straps. It's so frustrating that they're not going to make an alternate pair. Or actually, what I'll probably end up doing is just putting painter's tape over it, blue painter's tape, and just call it good. That way, if I end up reselling it, I haven't damaged the actual figure. I don't have to worry about breaking the thing when I'm pointing over here because I have the picture of the the figure over here because I'm refreshing my screen. But yeah, I don't have to worry about breaking the thing trying to get the torso off to swap out the straps. Let's see. I would have bought 2 if all the tiers were unlocked. Yeah, I think a lot of people were wanting to do that. They were like, okay, if I can get those other heads, especially the scroll head, they would seriously contemplate buying a second one to have, Giant Man fighting a scroll Giant Man. And I would definitely toy with the idea of doing that myself. 2 HasLabs now who have struggled to reach the minimum goal. 2 HasLabs in a row without a doom head. Coincidence. Yeah, that doom head. Like, I don't know anybody who poses their Galactus with that doom head. Like, that was dumb. I'm sorry. I mean, I know that was Jesse Falcon's. That was all Jesse Falcon's idea to do that, and that was a dumb idea as far as I'm concerned. Just like Christar. Like, who the hell is asking for this? Nobody's asking for this. And to add insult to injury, Christar is it comes with a Build-A-Figure piece. Don't put him in a regular wave. Don't make him essential to build a BAF. Make him a Pulse exclusive. If you want it, buy it from Pulse or fan channel exclusive. Why the hell are you making it part of a Build-A-Figure wave? I have to buy this stupid figure to complete the BAF. Like, get out of here. I have no interest in that figure. People ragged on me for saying I'd buy it and sell it, just like people will definitely. Why not? Like, hey man, you're helping us out. If you're buying them just to flip them, that doesn't hurt me. That only helps me. So why would you shit on somebody for wanting to make a few bucks? Like, why the hell not? It doesn't hurt me. Like, you're not taking food out of my mouth. You're helping me get this thing funded. So yeah, buy 5, whatever the limit is. Is it 3 or 5? Do they even have a limit? Let's see. 5, yeah, 5. 5 is the limit, but you'll probably get your girlfriend or your mom to sign up for an account and then just buy more. Let's see. What's the next logical Legends HasLab? That's a good question. I think the consensus is Fin Fang Foom. That I would definitely pay, more than $200. Especially when you like Legends are huge now. Legends are pushing 7-inch scale now. So you put a big Legend next to Fin Fang Foom, and Fin Fang Foom looks tiny. So the Iron Man figure, Iron Man is Fin Fang Foom is one of the biggest villains for Iron Man. So if you try to have Iron Man holding a modern Iron Man figure from the past few years, the scale is not that very good. I used Marvel Universe Iron Man figures, and he's still a little bit on the small side, but it looks a lot better. So same boat with the Giant Man Build-A-Figure from Toy Biz. He doesn't look that imposing. You need a big ass Fin Fang Foom. So that I would definitely spend $300-400 if it was big enough to get a huge Fin Fang Foom. And think how cool it would be to have. I know a lot of us don't really care about lights, but think how cool it would be to have light up eyes on your Fin Fang Foom. Sounds are pretty cool too. You could do that. I don't need sounds as much as I would love to have light up eyes. Excuse me. Drinking Coke on an empty stomach, so it's making me burp like crazy. When you get old, your body does whatever it wants. Let's see. That was Ronald Cruz was asking about the next HasLab. Trevor McGuire, I would back it, but the dentist said I need a new crown. Damn, that sucks, bro. If you weren't here when I was talking about it, Trevor McGuire, look into the possibility of paying via PayPal, and PayPal on most purchases, I would assume, lets you give the option for pay in 4 payments. So If you don't have the money right now, that might be an option for you. So ask around, see if anybody else has got that to work. No pay for HasLabs. Oh, really? So Joshua Alvarez said no pay in for HasLabs. Damn, that sucks. Well, all I can say is, maybe apply for a new credit card, and then you won't have to pay it for another 30 days. Jacob, thank you for tuning in. He likes the live streams. PayPal also has 6 months no interest over $100 with the PayPal credit card. So I don't know. Maybe that would work. Somebody's Rodimus Supreme thinks it's going to fail still. So let's all hit up Rodimus Supreme and let him know when Giant Man gets funded that he was wrong. The price is wrong, bitch. 500. We are less than 500 to go. In 4 hours, all we need is 460, and we will be over the finish line. So we can do it, man. That's 120. It's 120 per hour. So I think it's going to make it. I'm pretty confident at this point now. I was not. I didn't. Oh no. On the last day of Galactus. Well, Galactus had funded Galactus and the Sentinel funded very quickly, and those are the only two that I got behind. So I've never been in a nail biter situation like this. Funding goal or the tiers, that was a bit of a nail biter to see if all the tiers were going to get unlocked. I was worried about Morg not getting funded because I wanted Morg more than anything when Galactus was getting funded. Let's see. Spare Ultron head. If they hit the 10K, they should include the Skrull and Zombie head as a thank you. Salacious Crumb, that'd be nice, but I doubt it. I doubt that they will do that because they have to pay for the tooling for those heads, and they're not gonna do it. I think the only way that they would do it is, like I said, if they had planned as to make it like an exclusive item that you could buy from Pulse, and then they, I could see them justifying paying for the tooling, but who knows? I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Let's see. I'm gonna have mine bended up to hold the shelf beneath. Yeah, that'd be cool if you can make that work. Yeah, people saying Giant Man was too big is weird. Yeah, I agree. For only people I could see if you just don't have the money and you only wanted to pay $150 and make it a 20-inch figure. Okay, I can see that. But all these people who are crying about, they should have included figures. Like, why? So you are going to trust Hasbro's quality control to send you a figure that you can only get from a HasLab, and if it comes broken or with bad paint, they're going to say, tough titty said the kitty and the milk ran dry. When you try to get it exchanged or returned to Hasbro, you think they're going to make extras to keep on the back burner for people who want a return, a refund? No, they're going to fuck you. They're going to fuck you. So you're better off having them do it the way they're doing it. And Wasp is going to be a regular line figure, so that if you order it from Target or Walmart or Amazon, guess what? Your return is easy. You just order another one and return your fucked up one to Amazon or Target or, whatever, Best Buy, whatever you want. You don't, the returns are easy, especially Amazon, Target, easy returns. Um, have you heard the horror stories? People trying to return shit to Hasbro when their shit is broken or the paint is all messed up, especially an exclusive. They're gonna laugh at you, man. They're gonna send you uh, a like Mary Jane or something. You're gonna want to. They're gonna send you like a Scarlet Witch MCU figure or some shit. They're not gonna send you what you want. They're gonna say, "Oh, this is of equal value." Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You are crazy for preferring that stuff is included in an exclusive figure. Like, you're retarded. I'm sorry. Yes, I used the R word. Let's see. Advertisement during a live feed. Yeah, sorry, man. They don't give you an option anymore. It's like, if you want your stream monetized, you have to have an advertisement somewhere. I clicked off the ones where it said I don't know, multiple ads, so I'll put it in the middle of the stream. HasLab, I highly doubt. And I can understand the people who said, "Oh, I don't want to fund a $1 billion corporation shouldn't have to fund this stuff." The reality is that these companies are greedy as fuck, and they're not going to take a chance on something that a retailer isn't going to be, jumping on board to. It's not a slam dunk. They're like, it's not like a wave of X-Men. Like, they know those are going to sell. Where this thing is like, it could sell, it might sit on shelves, and then they don't want to be stuck with this thing on clearance, especially the box is going to be gigantic. So, and that they would only send like one to every Target. So imagine the fist fights in the toy aisle. Retailers already get sick of collectors asking them, "Hey, can you go check on the back?" "Oh, I heard this. My buddy in the city over, he got the fucking Giant Man. Do you guys have it?" You know how tired they get of that shit, and I get tired of asking the fucking employees the same thing. That the only one store, if you're lucky, every store, every Target or every Walmart is going to get one, and then again, you're gonna have fist fights in the toy aisle over this shit. So, like, why would you go through all that? I do agree that they could do a pre-order like Gentle Giant, Four Horsemen. Sorry, like Four Horsemen does, where they say, "Hey, we're gonna make this, but you're gonna have 30 days or 60 days, whatever, 6 weeks to get in your pre-order, and after that, you're screwed. If you want it, you have to go through a retail location like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, whatever, online reseller." But yeah, I can definitely see them doing something like that. I don't think that is out of their wheelhouse to do that. So I think if another one of these fails, they should definitely look at that model. I don't know why they're so afraid. I mean, they have their own damn website already. And to all the people crying about Hasbro Pulse now, remember when it was Hasbro Toy Shop? That was a motherfucker. I am so glad that fucking website is gone. As much as I hate Hasbro Pulse sometimes, is so much better than Hasbro Toy Shop. That thing was garbage, absolute garbage. It's the worst fucking website, and it was sucked so bad. I'm so glad that we have something better now, and we have an app that you can use on your phone. Anyway, let's see. Let's refresh and see where we're at. Look at that, 400. Less than 400 to go. Maybe I said that before, but I think it just went up like another 100 people. Um, 100 in the last 30 minutes. Yeah. Why would you send garbage to Hasbro? Sorry for the dead air. I'm trying to catch up with all these messages. You guys are definitely going crazy in the chat. And thanks so much for everybody tuning in. We've been holding at like 90 viewers for like the past hour. So very, very much appreciate it, you guys. Especially, on Monday afternoon. I know Wade, Unparalleled University, is going to be going live here in about a little less than an hour, I think. Use the hard R. Yes, I did. I'm a huge Tom Segura fan. Go check out Your Mom's House podcast if you haven't already. It's a great, great podcast. Pan Cheesy, thank you for tuning in, my brother. I would love to hang out with the ACBA crew at San Diego Comic-Con. I don't live in California anymore, so it really wasn't an option for me. Because it would have been an option, but it would have been an expensive option. Just make it a Hasbro Pulse exclusive then. I mean, yeah, they could have done that, but I think they definitely would have charged more. Let's see, I would imagine running an open pre-order like that runs the risk of them underperforming and not hitting their minimum production run of 10,000. Excuse me, thus making the project bleed money. Yeah, I'm sure that's their worry. That's their concern, is that they don't want to. Excuse me, they don't want to gamble anymore. They don't want to take any risk on losses. I think what started all this is the 12-inch line. I think resellers, or they underestimated or overestimated how popular those 12-inch figures were. Nobody wanted to pay $70. I think Hulk was like $80, and nobody wanted to pay that. And so then he showed up at Ross for like $30 or something. I think that was a slap in the face for them. They were like, okay, we're not doing this anymore. We're not going to put it, we're not going to spend all this. The tooling on that Hulk must have been expensive. All those 12-inch figures, all the tooling on all those 12-inch figures must have been expensive. And resellers were like, nobody bought these. No, we had to clearance all of these out. Nobody wanted them at full price. So yeah, I think that everybody, and that's a big problem with the community right now, is that people don't even want to pay. Constantly hearing, "Oh, I'll wait for them to show up at Ollie's. I'll wait for them to show up at Ross." Well, when you do that, the line dies. If you never buy, I always try to get stuff on sale. I'm not an idiot, but if everybody did that, the line is not going to survive. Somebody has got to buy these figures at full price, and I pre-order. When new wave comes out, I might not pre-order the entire wave, but I'll pre-order all the comic book figures that I want from that wave. The Crystar, I'm going to be stuck. I'm going to have to flip that, because I can't even at this point. I can't even remember who the damn Build-A-Figure is for that wave. But pretty sure I bought the entire wave. It's that It's the Sentry Void. Yeah, the Void Build-A-Figure. I want the Void, but not. I don't want Crystar. Like, I'm just hoping I can buy the BAF piece. You know, pour one out for Dorkside Toys, because I would always jump on the Build-A-Figure and just pay $80 for the BAF and be done with it. So I wouldn't have to play this game of buying a bullshit figure that I don't want and then trying to sell it. And they always took forever to ship anyway. So by the time I would get the BAF piece, nobody wanted the figure anyway. Let's see. Hasbro's been taking risks on large vehicles for the 4-inch close to a decade now. Yeah, true. I mean, with G.I. Joe, I mean, I don't know how many vehicles they made, but at least with G.I. Joe, they have a proven track record of people wanting those figure or vehicles for 4-inch figures, and they also don't have to pay a licensing fee. Star Wars is a different story. The license fee is ridiculous for that. But again, you have new collectors and vintage collectors who have a huge investment in wanting to get vehicles, whereas 6-inch figure collectors, number one, don't have as much space, and the vehicles are huge, and a lot of people don't have that experience of collecting 6-inch vehicles for their figures. So yeah. Anyway, Pancheesy says, I agree with Captain McKay and rectangular shareholders in suits. Just want to make a maximum profit. Yeah, crowdfund while not needed if it's the perfect vehicle for low risk, high reward. Yeah, I mean, somebody posted a picture of that dude Chris Cox, who's the CEO of Hasbro, who's only been in the job for a year. And they showed like the before and after photo of before he got promoted, and the dude is like night and day how gray his hair is. He's so gray now compared to before he was CEO. So yeah, dude, when you have fucking millions of shareholders to that you're accountable to, all they care about is the bottom line. All they care about when McFarlane can do whatever he wants because he doesn't have anybody to answer to. NECA the same way. They're not a publicly traded company, as far as I know. And so when you have these huge corporations, like, part of being a corporation is that you are required to do everything possible to make a profit, and they will lay people off. They'll do whatever it takes. I work for a huge corporation, and they're the same way. They're cutthroats. Like, they lay people off left and right, because all they care about is making a profit. So that's just the way it goes. Crystar is the only figure that I want. Man, you're in the minority of that. I guarantee you, Crystar is way below the radar for most of us. But I'm also the guy who's like gung-ho for Guardians of the Galaxy and all the cosmic characters, and nobody cares about those, Starjammers. That's my bread and butter. Marvel teasing Rom the Space Knight. I've never been a fan of Rom. It's too retro sci-fi looking for me. Just too, I don't know. He's boring looking as far as I'm concerned. I've never been into Rom. I know it's sacrilegious to say, but never cared about him. Yeah, they're going to be pushing that X-Men 97. That thing is, I'm excited for the show. I hope it does well, and It'll be interesting to see what it. Obviously, they got a huge budget. Like all those figures are brand new. Like I think Gambit might be mostly old parts. I can't remember. The only one I got was Wolverine. I still haven't opened him yet, but it'll be interesting to see what other characters they're going to make uh, that are going to be popular in the show. You know, what they're going to invest as far as new sculpts and stuff. Because I would much rather see, because those are pretty damn close to comic accurate. Very comic accurate in some regards than MCU figures. Like if you're gonna put money towards uh, media related figures, do it on that series and fuck the MCU. I don't like where it's going MCU wise unless they do this reboot and they really like pump some life into it. Even then, I don't care about movie figures because it's not. It's not. I think you know being able to pose them with uh, you know comic book characters is not as useful. Like I'm not gonna have separate shelves just for my MCU figures. So some people do that. Um, I just don't have the space, or I don't have the like passion about those um, looks or how those characters are portrayed in the MCU as I do in the comics. So it's like for me, it's a waste of money. People waiting for Legends that all these are doing it the right way. These figures that used to be or have been overpriced since hitting $22. Yeah, I mean, I get it. that you know they had like 3 price increases in a year, and it was just like it's too much. But again, I can't blame Hasbro for that. A lot of it is other companies knowing that they can get away with it. Uh, I think it was just greed. They're trying to capitalize on the inflation, and it's just you know do what you got to do. But you know if you're only buying figures from discount stores, then just don't cry when 5 years from now. A lot of people don't remember that in like 2014 that Marvel Legends almost got discontinued. That when they were going to the build a base, the build a stand, and the first they went to the mini bath, and then the no build a figure where they just included a stand to put the figure on. That was getting really close to them canceling the line, and so it could happen. A couple years from now, if people are not willing to pay retail uh, for Legends, then it could happen. Let's see. Hope 97 is good. Yeah, I'm really hoping. I hope that I hope a lot of people from Earth's Mightiest Heroes get rehired if they ever going to make another Avengers show, because the Avengers show that came after Avengers Assemble, I think was the name of the series. Anyway, that it was mediocre compared to Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That show was awesome. So hopefully, it sounds like they have at least they have most of the voice actors. I don't know about the writing staff and that kind of direction. But hopefully they're trying to live up to the hype and the expectation of the original X-Men animated series. Let's see. Let's refresh this HasLab. See where we're at now. 98.25, baby. So yeah, we're 200 to go. So we got 3.5 hours. So I'm very confident that we're gonna make it. It's there. You guys are making a nail biter, man. That's awesome. I'm so stoked right now that that Giant Man looks amazing. I didn't get to go to NYCC, but it's really cool. It's a super cool looking figure. I did see somebody zoom in on the gray model, and you could see a tear happening at the material of the mask. So hopefully uh, they're going to fix that before. I mean, I'm not planning on doing a whole bunch of face swaps on mine. It'd be cool to have an extra mask so that you can cut down on the wear and tear by swapping, having one head, the like the angry head and the smiling head or whatever, so that you're not constantly swapping them out and risking damage. I'm glad to hear that the eyes are painted on the inside, because I was worried about that, like moving the face in and out of the mask was gonna mess up the paint, because I'm a huge stickler about paint, as many of you probably already know. Marvel Legends on the verge again. They got to change up the formula. Yeah, they. I think I heard my friend Manny, X Manny 87, on one of his recent videos talking about how he thought this is one of the worst years for Marvel Legends, and I don't know. I can't say that, because there were so many cool figures that came out. I mean, we were making so many improvements. That Black Widow is an awesome figure. Um, we're getting closer to, they're putting together teams a lot faster. It seems like, this what's it called, the Squadron Supreme, that set is pretty awesome. I'm stoked to get Power Princess. She looks amazing. So a new body mold for females. These new female body molds. I mean, you think just a few years ago how crappy most of the female figures were, and now we've got pinless figures. We've got double jointed elbows. We've got much bigger body molds, and yeah, man, we're doing good right now, and I hope it continues. Let's see, let's refresh again. So yeah, we're still about 150 to go. So yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. I believe gray is harder plastic than the final piece would be. Dwight basically had a 3D printed version to show off. Okay. Yeah, I hope you're right, Mike. Because that gonna have a lot of pissed off people if you swap that face out a few times and you're already getting breakage. People are gonna riot. And I'm glad that some people didn't have issues with the Sentinel. I had issues with mine, but that they fixed it with the Galactus, and I think that was a good lesson for them to learn right off the bat. Is like, make sure the shit is good before you actually ship the damn figure. So I really hope that going forward we're gonna have fewer QC issues as far as these HasLabs, at least. chances we unlock some of the tiers as well. Brink's charts procrastinated, but I think we can pass that. I don't know what Brink's charts is. Let's see. X-Men was bugging with that comment. He's just sour. That was Shaolin versus Wu-Tang. Worst years is a big claim. People don't remember how bad it used to be. I mean, Manny's been in the game for a long time. He knows how bad it is. I think one of the reasons he said that is like the attitudes. I think the attitudes and just the frustration has gotten pretty high from I think social media has just gotten really gross in a lot of different ways, and people are not making the hobby as fun as it could be because they're just so like it is just so disgusting how many people were rooting against Giant Man. It's like if it's not for you, that's great. Just don't buy it and move on. Like why do you want to shit on other people's fun? You know, it's like what are you getting out of it? I understand there's a mentality of wanting to see a corporation fail, but the fans are the ones paying for this. You know, Hasbro's not paying for it. We are paying for this to be made. So like you're just happy to see other people not get what they want. I don't understand that mentality. It's just that's such a again that I think that comes with this age of the internet of you get to live safe behind your computer screen and you can see other people suffering. I'm not talking about toys. I'm just talking about in general in the world, the life of whereas if you were out in your front yard and you saw somebody get run over by a car on their bicycle or just walking across the street and you point your finger and they go, ha ha, you just got run over. Like, think about what a fucking asshole everybody would think you are. But because you're doing it on a internet comment on social media, that's just we're just supposed to think that that's just the way it is. That there shouldn't be any kind of negative feedback towards you. Like, oh, I'm just having fun. I'm just making a comment. Like, no, you're a fucking asshole. Because if you did that in real life, especially in a big city, a lot of people will come up to you and kick your ass. And there's no repercussions when you're just, behind your keyboard doing that shit. So, a lot of people just need to get their ass kicked in real life. Maybe, you wouldn't do that at a restaurant or, out in your front yard. Somebody's gonna not like that enough to hurt you. So just think about that. I mean, most of my fans, but most of the people in the chat watching this, they're not those people. But I see plenty of those people on Facebook, on Instagram, that are so they're so quick to jump on the bandwagon when it comes to seeing somebody not get what they want. They're like, yeah, fuck you. It's like, really? You have nothing better to do than to just make somebody's day worse. Like, come on. Fucking life is too short, man. I mean, one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel, my parents had me when they were old. And so both my parents are dead. I'm going to be 50 plus. I'm already over 50. And when my dad died, I was like, why shouldn't I start a YouTube channel about toys? Like I have nothing. Like people are gonna think like, what are you doing, a grown adult? And I was just, I was thinking, well, life is so short. You should not care about what other people think you're about your hobby. So just enjoy it. Enjoy your life while you're here today, and having people want to shit on you for what you like how miserable are you that you're gonna actively shit on other people, what they collect, how they collect. I make fun. I laugh. I make fun of people who are mint on card collectors, but it doesn't. I'm not doing it to be mean. I'm just like, I just don't. I don't get it. I think it's cool if you want to do that. If you have the space to do it, and then make your entire wall like Dan Who. He's trying to build walls, like wallpaper your room with action figures. That's cool. I just won't, and I have lots of friends who do that. I just don't have the money and the space to do it, and I think it's difficult. It's very difficult to do, um, because you want to have cards that are in really good condition, and unless you're buying them in the store and looking at them up close, every time you buy them online, there's a very good chance it's going to be messed up when you get it. So it's just like, oh man, I can't imagine the frustration of having to deal with that. So in that regards, I'm gonna call myself a hypocrite for laughing, but yeah, man, but I wouldn't try to tell somebody that somebody is stupid for doing it. It's or like hating on them. It's like it's just not for me. Uh, you know, do what makes you happy, man. That's the bottom line is do you, and don't try to tell other people how to collect or what to collect, or uh, try to actively go out of your way to fuck over other collectors. That's just such a petty way to live, man. So yeah, man, let's take another look. Oh, we're only 50 away. We're less than 50 away, like 40 more, and we're across the finish line. 41 to be precise. We're at 9,959 backers with 3 hours to go. So we got this. We totally got this. Uh, yeah, man. 41 to go, 3 hours and 20 minutes. I am very confident. So now we're going to start looking at what the tiers, what you get. What is it? 12,000 you have to get the unlocks. I went on that rant. So Todd loves my retro card wall. He's jealous. Nah, because I'm sure it was such a pain in the ass to take all those cards off the wall, when you had to clear space for the renovations. So yeah, man, I'm not jealous. Moving houses was painful enough, so I can't imagine having to take super care. I already have tons of MOC figures that I have to baby when I move, and yeah, I don't want to do that again. I want to try to sell all these damn carded figures. Swift, thank you, man. Says sent $10. He said, "Good old tuning up works wonders. Being responsible for your words and action is a forgotten art. Keep up the great work, bro. Got to hang out again." Yes, Swift. I got to meet Swift when I was in New York. Was that 6 years ago? I think was it 4 years ago, 6 years ago? I can't remember. I posted. Let me look at my IG because I posted a picture of me with Chris Cerda. Let's see. How long ago? How long ago was that? That was 6 years ago. Wow, I can't believe how long ago. So yeah, I got to meet Swift, and Yeah, I would love. Here we go again. Um, let's just say you don't want to. You don't want to rub Swift the wrong. Swift is one of the nicest guys, but if you want to run your mouth, he's not a guy you want to run your mouth around because he has uh, he has the ability to slap the shit out of you with not even thinking twice about it. So yeah, uh, definitely got to hang out again if I ever make it out. If you ever make it, if you're ever in the Seattle area, you got to hang out with me and Laser Pants up here. Let's see, funded. Let's see. Let me refresh it. Yes, baby, we made it. We made it. 10,016, and we still got 3 hours to go. So now we got to start looking at the tiers. I don't remember what the tiers. Let's see. Let's scroll down. Does it go over the? I don't. Does it? Oh yeah, got it. I'm scrolling in the wrong place. 12,000. So 12,000 to get zombie and 14. God, I'm so frustrated that the scroll head isn't first. Like because I think there's a chance we could get to the 12,000 mark, but I don't think 14. I just got to be honest with myself and say we're not going to get that zombie head. What I think, if we're lucky, if it makes it to 12,000, they'll just throw in the scroll head. But I doubt it. I doubt it unless like Jesse Falcon like opens up his own wallet and says, "Okay, let's just pay for the fucking tooling for that head." Yeah, we're going to be at the mercy of 3D printed folks, 3D printer folks to make that happen. But whew, that's a huge sigh of relief that we are over the finish mark. So yeah, man, I'm so glad you guys, 107 of you guys tuned in to watch my genuinely live literal sigh of relief that we are going to be getting Giant Man. So, man, that is so fucking cool. That was a huge birthday present. Thank you, Marvel Legends community. I know you didn't do it for me, but my birthday is in 1 week, and this is going to be a huge birthday present for myself next year. We'll be getting it next year around my birthday. So very, very cool. So happy to get a much needed upgrade from the Toy Biz. I actually have 2 Toy Biz Giant Man figures. One, the paint is pretty beat up on it, and somebody had glued the shin swivels on it. So I still have to repaint it, and I'll probably end up selling that one. So if you don't have a Giant Man, so if you want to be able to do the growing effect, and fingers crossed, my last video, I hinted at stuff that's coming next year. So fingers crossed, we will get a 6-inch Giant Man to go with this figure, and hopefully some 3D printer folks will. Excuse me, I'm still burping up my Coke. We'll make an acrylic type display or effect. A lot of people wanted that type of effect, growing effect, with different Ant-Man figures like growing in between the Toy Biz one and this guy. Yeah, that would be really cool. Or Poncheezy, maybe Poncheezy can make something like that. There's a lot of really cool, talented folks out there. So yeah, I'm excited, really excited. don't know how much more we're going to get over. Wow, it's already at 10,105. So fingers crossed. I'd much rather. I'm so disappointed that we're not going to get the scroll head first. But for those who are big zombie people, there's still a chance you might get the zombie head. I still got more than 3 hours to go. Let's see. Do. Scroll head. Oh, come on. Shaolin versus Wu Tang. What do you never read Secret Invasion? What's wrong with you? Go read Secret Invasion and tell me that scroll head is as bad as the Doom head. There's no way, man. No fucking way. Let's see. Cool. Scorpio crew, hell yeah. We did it. Fin Fang Foom. Apocalypse. I mean, I personally would not fund an Apocalypse. I don't have. Do I even? Yeah, I own the Apocalypse that came out a couple of years ago, but I don't have the Toy Biz. I don't have any of the other Apocalypse figures. I just have that modern one that was the BAF back when the Jim Lee series of figures, where we got Rogue and Wolverine and I think got Magneto and Storm. I think we're in that wave as well. Fin Fang Foom, I would definitely get on board. I would pay as much as $500 if it had lights and it was just massive. But again, where the hell am I going to put that? Where the hell am I going to put Fin Fang Foom? I as it is, I got to find a place to put Giant Man. The thing is, I don't know where. I don't know. I'm gonna find a space because he's funded. We're getting him. Very, very cool. You should have shown off more scrolls and zombies. Yeah. Next HasLab should only be characters they can release at retail multi-pack. What do you think? Why do you think there was such a struggle to reach the goal? I don't know. People procrastinate. I think there was a lot of people were trying to pressure Hasbro to add more tiers, and so they waited and waited and waited before they actually pulled the trigger. When they told them up front, like, this is it, we're not going to give you more tiers. I think it was dumb marketing wise to wait so long, as long as they did, to show Wasp. I think they should have shown 3D, at least 3D renders. They waited until last minute to show the prototype because they didn't have the prototype yet. But they should have shown 3D renders of Wasp, Yellow Jacket, and a 6-inch Giant Man. And I think this thing we'd be getting that Super Scroll head. I think we'd be at the 14,000 mark if people had the confidence that I'm going to be getting these other figures to go along with it next year. I mean, they're going to make them. You just got to be patient. But people are impatient, and they don't like. There's a reason that I have 15,000 subscribers, is that people want to know that they're getting certain figures. They don't want to be, like, in the dark. Just like there's such a fear of the unknown that people are not willing to throw down their money unless they know for sure, like, they're going to get something. But, like, come on, if you've been in the game as long as some of us, that Hasbro is not only are they going to give you what you want, they're going to make better versions. They're going to give you a okay version, and then later they're going to be this same character but on a better body. So it's just like, you just got to be patient. People, and I've fallen into that trap too, where it's like I bought figures that are exclusives, paid extra money. Like I bought an extra morgue because, if something happens to mine, I'm too afraid. Like they're not, he's never going to get released in any other way. But they always do that. They always want to make a quick buck, and they're like, hey, call up the factory. Hey, you remember that morgue figure that we put out with the HasLab? Yeah, print like 10,000 of those. We're gonna throw him in a you know a a 5-pack with another. When they give us an Airwalker and a couple of the other Heralds of Galactus, they'll throw him in that set, and you'll have to buy him again. That's just what they do. That's just their fucking MO. So yeah, man, just you gotta play their game if you want these figures. They're gonna get you. Anyway, well, it's almost 6 o'clock. We made it. We've got the HasLab Giant Man. So I'm gonna let you guys go and watch Unparalleled Universe. Go watch Dan Yun on that. It's a wrap as far as Giant Man goes. And to all the haters out there, I'm glad that we proved you wrong. We got what we wanted, and I'm sorry that the Engine of Vengeance, for all those people who wanted that Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider, that they didn't get theirs. But yeah, I think it came down to the selection. The Not enough. Robbie Reyes is not popular enough, and Giant Man is essential to having a classic Avengers display. And if you don't have the Toy Biz one, I mean, the Toy Biz one is still going for $170, $180, $200 on the aftermarket. So why would you buy that, which is ball jointed hips, and the figure is starting to show its age, it's starting to fall apart, a lot of them, when you could have this for $200, and this thing is amazing. So many more options as far as this thing goes. So anyway, yeah, man, thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Really appreciate it, especially on a Monday night. I'm super excited. I'm going to sleep well tonight. I know that Giant Man will be here in about a year. So yeah, really appreciate all you guys tuning in. And if you haven't watched my last news video, go check it out. And hopefully I'll get some more news here pretty soon. Things are still really dry. Hasbro seems to have plugged a lot of the leaks. So yeah, I'm getting scraps. If you guys know anybody who has got connections with retail, inventory systems, definitely have them hit me up on Instagram. It's @_rectangular with a K. And yeah, much appreciated. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.